Hi, welcome back. In this lesson, I'd like to spend a few minutes and talk briefly about the hip or the hip power. And what I want to talk about specifically is how to respond if somebody pulls you. Now, one of the things some people will do is they will pull and they'll hope that when they pull you, your hip will break, your structure will break, you'll lean forward, you'll go off balance. When you step, they can punch you. What I want to talk about is how to prevent that from happening, how you can use your Wing Chun training to get a solid core, get a stable core, get one that is used to not being broken when it's pulled or pushed. And this training starts right from the beginning when we use our Ijikimyu Ma stance, is to put our hip forward, and this starts to train that structure, that part of the hip. What we want to do from there is we want to practice, if we're in this position, we want to practice doing our circle step or whichever step works, but keep your hip forward. So when you're stepping, don't like this and then throw the hip out, because what you're doing there is you're practicing actually to break the hip. What I'd like you to practice, keep the hip forward, open, transfer your weight, keep the hip forward, step. What's going to happen then, when you stand here, somebody pulls, you're going to be in the habit of stepping forward and being in a position where you can deal with their potential incoming attack without being compromised, without having your balance compromised. So we want to start working on stepping this way with the hip forward. We want to also practice shifting, and whether you do shifting or rotating doesn't matter to me. What I'd like you to focus on is when you change directions, keep your hip forward all the way through. So hips forward, hips forward, not like this. Okay, and that's going to help you to develop your hips structure and the hips memory of staying forward when you get pushed or pulled. And a drill I'd like you to practice, get yourself a cooperative partner, someone that you're used to training with. Put your jonks out, make sure you're in a good stance, put your hip forward, and Tony's just going to pull. Pull. And when I step, I'm going to step and make sure that I keep my hip forward, that I keep my structure. So if he pulls, I don't find myself this incorrect. And obviously, you can see the obvious disadvantages. What I want to do is practice keeping my hip forward, and when he pulls, stay upright, keep your balance, and have him pull the entire structure into him, as opposed to allowing him to get you off balance. That's all I'd like to say about hip forward power for this lesson. Once again, thanks very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, bye for now.